A long time ago, in a great kingdom in Nigeria, there was a wise and powerful king named Adewale. He had 7 wives, but there was one problem. None of them had given him a child. This made the king very sad. He often sat on his throne, thinking about the future. Who will take my place when I am gone, he wondered. Who will rule my kingdom? One day, an old man with white hair and a long staff came to the palace. His eyes were full of wisdom, and his voice was calm and strong. "O great king," the old man said, "I have a way for you to have children. But you must follow my instructions carefully." The king was eager to hear what the old man had to say. The old man continued, "Go to the big mango tree in your palace garden. Take a bow and arrow, shoot at the tree. If mangoes fall, you will have sons. If leaves fall, you will have daughters." The king wasted no time. He took his strongest bow, pulled back the string, and shot an arrow at the mango tree. Thump, thump, thump! 7 ripe mangoes fell to the ground. The king was overjoyed. The old man smiled. "Now, take these mangoes and give one to each of your wives. Tell them to eat the fruit, and soon they will give you children." The king did as he was told. He gave each of his 7 wives a mango. 6 of them ate their mangoes immediately. But the 7th wife, Queen Ifeoma, was busy with palace work. She placed her mango in the kitchen, planning to eat it later. A little while later, a small, hungry squirrel entered the kitchen. It smelled the sweet mango and took a tiny bite before scurrying away. Later, Queen Ifeoma came back, not knowing that the squirrel had touched her mango. She ate it happily, just like the other queens. Months passed, and the king's palace was filled with joy. Each of the 6 queens gave birth to healthy, strong baby boys. But when Queen Ifeoma gave birth, something strange happened. Instead of a baby boy, she gave birth to a tiny squirrel. Everyone in the palace was shocked. The midwives whispered among themselves. The other queens were confused. The king himself did not know what to say. "How can this be?" he asked. "A squirrel instead of a child." Some people in the kingdom thought it was a curse. Others believed it was a sign from the gods. But the king loved all his children. "This squirrel is still my son," he declared. "I will raise him like a prince." And so the little squirrel was named Oluwan, and he grew up with his 6 human brothers. The 6 princes became strong young men, skilled in sword fighting and horse riding. They were brave, adventurous, and eager to see the world. One day, they went to their father and said, "Father, we want to travel and explore new lands. Please give us horses and supplies for our journey." The king was proud of their courage. He gave each of them a fine horse and enough food for the journey. Then Oluwan, the squirrel prince, stepped forward. "Father, I also want to go with my brothers," he said. The king sighed. "My son, you are too small to ride a horse." But he did not want to leave his little son behind, so he gave Oluwan a swift black cat instead. The squirrel climbed onto the cat's back, and together, the 7 brothers left the kingdom. They traveled through dense forests, crossed great rivers, and climbed tall hills. The journey was long and tiring, but they were excited to see new places. One evening, the brothers felt exhausted. "We need to rest," one of them said. Then, deep in the forest, they saw a small wooden house. Smoke rose from its chimney, and a light glowed in the window. An old woman opened the door. She had wrinkled skin, sharp eyes, and a kind smile. "Come in, travelers," she said sweetly. "Rest here for the night." The brothers were grateful. They entered the house, ate a warm meal, and soon fell asleep. But Oluwan, the squirrel prince, did not trust the old woman. He only pretended to sleep, keeping one eye open. The clever squirrel outsmarts the witch. Late in the night, the old woman crept to the side of the sleeping brothers. She licked her lips and whispered to herself, "They are fast asleep. Good. By morning I shall eat them all." Oluwan's tiny heart raced. "She is a witch," he thought. At once he shouted, "I am awake! I am awake! My brothers, your brave brother is awake! The old woman jumped in fear. A talking squirrel, this is no ordinary boy, she thought. She knew that a magical squirrel was dangerous, so she backed away and did nothing. At sunrise, Oluwan quickly woke his brothers. Wake up! This old woman is a witch. She planned to eat us while we slept. The brothers grabbed their swords, ready to fight, but the witch had already run deep into the forest, never to be seen again. Wasting no time, the brothers got on their horses and the cat and raced back home to their kingdom. When they returned, they told the king everything. He was amazed at Oluwan's cleverness and bravery. From that day on, Oluwan was no longer seen as different. He was not just a squirrel, he was a prince, a hero, and a protector of the kingdom. As the years passed, Oluwan became his father's most trusted advisor, and people from all over the land came to hear his wisdom. And so, the story of the Squirrel Prince was told for generations, a tale of bravery, intelligence, and destiny. The end.